Yo, 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 salute, salute, salute. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Big Mike, and we're here to talk about. Hey, you guys know what we're here for. It's a wrap, right? It's a wrap. We're about to get our guy, right? It's this Aaron Rodgers. It's about to happen, right? That's what's going on. It's a wrap. Not so fast, man. We got a lot of rumors going out there. There's a lot of things happening. Um, hey, you saw this weekend from Pebble Beach on the golf course to Las Vegas. We had so much going on this weekend as far as rumors go, and it was on fire, right? Aaron Rodgers, he was smiling when the fans were yelling Raiders, and we had a whole bunch of things going on during the weekend that was pretty much like, okay, this guy is coming. But here, I'm going to be the one to let you guys know we got to pump our brakes just a little bit. Now, this very well could happen. This is something that could definitely happen, but this is something that we got to really pump our brakes on and look at this realistically. And to help me out to do this, I'm going to bring my big brother right here, Mr. Town Raider. How you doing?
What's happening?
Hey, man, I just got on, man. We're just talking about the rumors. Aaron Rodgers. The streets are on fire with that, man. We got a lot going on with Aaron Rodgers. People, the fans were yelling Raiders. He smiled a little bit. Davante Adams, he's doing his thing, being an absolute troll, 100 gold medalist. We got a lot of things going on. Even Josh Jacobs piped in and kind of gave his 2 cents on what he thinks about bringing Davante Adams to the team. So what do you think, man? Should we pump our brakes a little bit? What should we do? Should we get excited? Do you think this is happening?
As Raider fans, man, we're always going to get excited. But it's kind of like the excitement hit its peak. And then as soon as you start having to wait a little too long, you start being like, oh, man, this shit's not going to happen. So
right.
We'll see, man. As Raider fans, we got to understand that this shit happens to us. So as we want to get excited, we want to celebrate. We gotta chill a little bit because sometimes we end up getting too excited, get egg on our face, and sometimes that's how it ends up. But I mean, like everybody said, when there's smoke, there's fire. So I think it's a good shot.
Yeah, man, me too. I do think it is a good shot. But before we keep going, man, let me acknowledge the chat real quick. Shout out to Sean Johnson. Salute, Big
That's
Mike. A lot to talk about. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. My bro, Wasted Talent. Thanks for pulling in, man. I appreciate it. Salute to you, bro.
What's happening,
Appreciate
Wasted?
you coming in, man. A little pump. Did I say that, bro? If I said that, then pause, bro. Pause. My apologies. I'm going definitely to the Pause Olympics, first ballot Hall of Fame. If I did say that, I apologize. Bro, first it was we're going to be Super Bowl contender when we got Davante Adams. Then it was TB12 coming. He retired. Now AR coming until it happens. It ain't happening.
Facts.
And that is facts. That is facts, man. That's kind of how I feel about it. There's like I said, there's a lot of things out there that pretty much point to this actually happening. You look at Vegas, right? Even Vegas is saying this, that the Raiders are a minus 150 for them to land Aaron Rodgers. That means for the non-bettors out there that this is more likely to happen than not. Whenever you're in the minus, that means this is more likely to happen than not. So there's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of smoke, but we haven't found the fire yet. And we really gotta be careful as Raider fans and not get too excited about this. So, Kangtown, what you think, man? What you think?
All I gotta say is this doesn't happen, then fuck that dude, Sam Barrington.
Right. And you did mention Sam Barrington. He did come out and say, Sam Barrington, he said that there's a source kind of close to him saying that Aaron Rodgers is going to become a Raider and things like that. And then even Mitchell Renz, he kind of did some sleuthing, some kind of like detective work, and he found out that they kind of had a connection between him and Davante Adams. So, we put the pieces together, and this is Davante Adams. I mean, I don't know, man. The question is he being the number one troll supreme? What do you think, man? Like, the level of trolling that is coming from Davante Adams is great, but it's also kind of like, come on, man, quit! Don't do this to us, man.
Right?
Don't do it to us.
The thing is, I think Davante, I mean, he's a troll, extraordinaire. I don't think he would troll the fans this bad, man.
Yeah.
I think he's more dropping hints more than trolling us. I guarantee even he doesn't know if it's all going to come together, but obviously he's putting in the time to make it happen.
Yeah, yes, sir. Shout out to Raider Nation Drinking Club Thor. Hey, if he does come, I hope so, because I'm Cal Bears all day. But then when we have to pay him, our defense will still be trash. So now that's another thing I did want to talk about. They were saying that if Aaron Rodgers does come, that it will not be as big of a hit as we think it's going to be. So, Cane Town, bro, what do you speculate on where or how much we're going to give up, what kind of contract we're going to be looking at for Aaron Rodgers, and in a draft situation? What are we looking at for that? Now, I'll give you my take on that as well.
So what I've heard on the interwebs is that Aaron Rodgers, once he's traded, his cap hit will only be $15 million this year.
Yeah, that's what.
And then it'll be next year. After this year, it's a whole nother story. But yeah, it'll be $15 million cap hit, and then it's so tough for the compensation for him, because we don't want to give up our first round picks. We didn't have any last year, so we're pumped to have the first round pick this year. I don't want to give up a first because I have this dream scenario in my head where we end up with Aaron Rodgers and CJ Stroud, but the chances of that happening are pretty slim.
That's slim, bro.
That'd be, in a perfect world, that would happen. I'd like to give up a second this year, or even a third this year, and then a first and a second next year. Just let us get the first this year. Let us get an impact player there. Give us a chance to maybe trade back if the guy we want's not there. If we were going to go quarterback and we can't find a trade partner to move up. But I want to grab somebody, whether that's a linebacker, whether that's a corner. I want somebody in the first round. If Devon Witherspoon falls to us, I'd be stoked. If we can pull a Drew Sanders or someone like that, man. I want to get somebody who's up in that upper echelon of picks.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know what? If we do bring in an Aaron Rodgers, right, I'm willing to kind of sacrifice that 2024 first, because that means that first is going to be a later round pick next year. That's the hopes, right? That's the gamble that you're willing to make. That next year's first is going to be a later round first round pick,
like the 25 to 32,
right? 25 to 32, hopefully 32, right?
Yeah, that number 7's tough,
right? And then number 7 is a little bit too steep. Let me jump to the comments real quick. Shout out to Omar Juarez. Who are the 3 quarterbacks JJ28 was talking about? I'm thinking Stidham, Brissett, and Rodgers. I think those 3. I think you got 2 or 3 right. I'm gonna say probably Jimmy G. What you think about that, man?
I don't think Stidham will be on the list of what Josh Jacobs was talking about. So okay. I think Josh Jacobs. This is just my opinion. I feel like he was probably talking about 3 guys outside of the organization. So I would say Rodgers, Jimmy G, and then maybe a rookie they have in mind. I don't know. I've heard rumors that Josh McDaniels really likes Anthony Richardson. I've heard rumors that Ziegler likes CJ Stroud. So I think it's one of those rookies, and then I think you got Rodgers and Jimmy G.
Okay. All right. That could very well be the case. But there's a lot of things going on. And the next question I did want to ask you is, are we kind of flirting to the tampering in that tampering realm? Now, I don't know the exact rules, but this kind of really makes me feel uneasy to me, considering that Aaron Rodgers is still a part of the Packers. You know what I mean? So this part of me still feels a little bit uneasy about how things are going right now. And this is just my cynic Raiders fandom coming out. I don't know if this is a tampering situation, possibly. If somebody kind of rings the bell on us, if we do land in Aaron Rodgers, there's a bunch of haters out there, and there's a bunch of organizations out there that might not want to see us pick up an Aaron Rodgers. Do you suspect that there's some sort of there's a level of tampering going on? What do you think about that, man?
Well, as far as I know, it's okay for players to tamper.
Okay.
And the only person I've seen saying anything about Aaron Rodgers is Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs a little bit, I guess. But they asked him his opinion on that. I haven't heard anything said, but I mean, maybe Josh McDaniel's going around the Pro Bowl and telling other people he expects him to be there, but I don't think that's tampering.
Okay.
So
okay.
I haven't heard anything that I would consider tampering going on, but you never know.
Okay. And I'm just throwing it out there. It's just, my stream of consciousness. I don't think that, I know it probably has to involve the owner having a conversation, Mark Davis having a conversation with Aaron Rodgers for it to be on that realm of tampering. Right. But, to me, it's like, man, this seems like this is really happening for one. This is like a good chance it's going to happen. And for two, if it does happen, is the NFL going to be all right with how things kind of went, like how we kind of went about doing this? Aaron Rodgers, he allegedly buys a house, and then Davante Adams goes through Twitter to kind of do his pitch and things like that, and you got other players kind of piping up and saying things as well. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, where it's like I'm a little bit nervous about the situation. Now I don't know if it's exactly it's on that level. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. So that's kind of my thought process on that one. That's my thought process. Let me see. Raider Nation Drinking Club. That sound like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what he's referring to. I missed that one. Gonzo with that number 7. So I'm guessing he's talking about Gonzalez out of Oregon, right?
Yeah, that already saying that picks Gonzo when we get Aaron Rodgers.
No, oh man, I hope not, bro. All right, Laker Nation. I'm thinking Rodgers, Lamar, and Stroud. Whew.
I think Lamar is not even on our radar.
Well, I saw a report that he was looking for like damn near $50 million a year, with like 200 something guaranteed. Like that's too steep for me.
They're saying that him and the Ravens are $100 million apart on guaranteed money. That's a lot apart.
Yeah. So I don't know about Lamar Jackson, man. I'm not willing to spend that much money on somebody that can't stay on the field.
Last 2 years, 10 games, 10 games in 2 years. Hell no.
No, I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that. I was hearing that it would cost the first. He already said he picked Raiders over the Jets. And that's another thing, right? He really came out and said he'll pick the Raiders over the Jets. And if he demands Green Bay to trade to the Raiders, ain't no way in hell that he would retire. He said
he could say he's going to retire if they don't do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, he does have the leverage. I will say that he does have the leverage.
Bottom line, if Aaron Rodgers really wants to get here, I'm pretty sure he's going to get here.
Right. And it's just like I said, man, this whole situation is making me nervous, man, to be honest with you, because it's like he has the upper hand. He's like, I want to come here. Everybody knows he wants to go there, Davante Adams, JJ 28, he wants them there too. Everybody's saying that this is going to happen. The house is bought. Vegas is even putting it out as a minus 150. It's a lot of things pointing to Adams coming over, but it's like, bro, it's just making me nervous, bro. It's really making me nervous. I'm trying not to get excited about it.
If they do it for Raider Nation. Yeah, if they do it for a lower pick, I'll give them our next 5 third-round picks. I don't give a fuck, just not our first.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Hey, there's 20 out here watching me. Hey, go ahead and like the thumb, hit the sub. Big Mike Raider making this thing grow. Hey, and if you also get a chance,
like button,
hit it. Hey, go check out my guy Cane Town Raider as well. He puts on a good show as well. Go check out his channel. He's got some good stuff there too, and we're trying to make his channel grow as well. So make sure you subscribe to both of ours if you haven't, and hit that like button, man. Let me see. Let me get to the rest of the comments. I meant wouldn't cost the first. Okay,
that'd be nice.
Hey, if it doesn't cost the first, man, I'm gonna be excited about it. It says if you ain't tampering, you ain't trying. And I'm fine with that as long as we don't get caught. Yeah. I'm all right with as long as we don't get caught.
Tampering if you don't get caught.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mick Luffy, exactly. Drink. Okay, so that's Missed that one too. NFL has always been against the Raiders.
Right.
Exactly, man. And that's why I kind of have that thought process is that, we do get this thing going, get things cooking, and then we officially announce Aaron Rodgers is coming to the Raiders, and then boom, the commissioner or something happens where it's like, nah, I didn't like the way how this kind of came about and things like that. And I just don't want to. I just be nervous about it. That's just my thing. Just because I know our track record with the NFL, and and this could be an unprecedented situation. I've never seen a player who was still connected with another team just openly be like, I want to play for this other team. This is an unprecedented situation. So that's kind of what I'm saying, that we're looking at something that we have not seen before in NFL, like in this free agent kind of history, So that's what's making me a little bit nervous, man. That's just me. Maybe it's just me, man. I don't know. Not
just you, man. This whole situation makes me nervous.
Right.
Anytime we're rumored to get anybody worth a shit, I'm nervous.
Yeah. Ian Anderson, salute to you, bro. That's my that's the co-host of Unbiased Football Talk. We're gonna be getting one going tomorrow. Be doing a Super Bowl show tomorrow. Ian Anderson on Unbiased Football Talk. Come check us out tomorrow. We'll be dropping it tomorrow evening. Salute to you, bro. Thanks for pulling in. Richard Hardy, he says, I heard a rumor that Packers could part ways with a lower pick than the first, maybe a first in the 2024 and second or third this year. Like I said, I'm all right with getting rid of that first in the 2024 draft. Maybe this year we need it.
Maybe if the Packers were okay with flip-flopping first-round picks, I'd give them the 7.
Okay. So here's another one. Do you include a player in that package, or
if they include a player?
Okay. So you want a player for player.
Send over Bakhtiari.
Shoot, Bakhtiari would be nice, man.
I'll give you Waller.
I'll take
Bakhtiari.
Yeah. I will take that, man. I will take that. I mean, we've already been on record saying that Waller, he's on the other side of 30, and your most value for Darren Waller is right now. Yeah. So, I'm okay with getting rid of Darren Waller if that means you kind of upgrade another position. I'm okay with that.
You get Bakhtiari, slide Colt Miller over to right tackle, your offensive line problems are almost over.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't think we really had much offensive line problems. I don't think we're that bad.
Yeah, I mean, our offensive line wasn't bad last year.
We just got some spots we can upgrade, though.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Illuminor was terrible with penalties. That's what kind of turned me off to him. So
that's why some guys talking about they want to bring him back. I wouldn't mind bringing him back. Definitely not as a starter, though. He could come be our swing tackle. That's fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Omar Juarez says Green Bay has zero leverage where Aaron plays. Either they lay him, or I guess let him, or they trade him to the team he wants to play. Yeah, that. Like I said, man, this is like one of those rare, unprecedented situations where he's like, "Hey, I want to go to the Raiders. This is where I want to go." He's making it public. He bought a house in Vegas. It's just really unprecedented, and let the good old NFL, police come out and, put a whole damper in our parade, man. That's just what I'm worried about personally, man.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Do you see a scenario where Carr is in the Rodgers trade?
Carr is in the Rodgers trade. You know what I thought? I thought initially that was going to happen. And I guess we could talk about Carr next, because that was the next thing I was going to talk about, right? I did initially think that Carr was going to be a part of a package deal to get Aaron Rodgers, but I think that teams are kind of turned off by that $40 million contract. I think that's what it is. I mean, that $40 million,
They turned off about him breaking under pressure in a flag football game.
Right. I wouldn't give him $40 to be my quarterback, bro. At this point. I've never seen a quarterback go 3-4 and out in a flag football all-star game, right?
I've never seen someone get happy feet based off a fucking pass rush when you're not getting tackled.
He was definitely calling like run pass option in order for him to like be
and rolling out,
throw the ball. Like that was bad, bro.
That's PTSD.
Yeah. And oh man. Sean Johnson says exactly, Big Mike and DC. we still have to trade or cut. I wonder if Jets would get desperate. They wanted Rodgers or Carr. So we're on the clock, guys. We got 9 days and counting. Was it 9 days now? Today's pretty much over. So 8 days, right? 8 days and counting before
Basically
we have to make
week.
a move. Yeah, basically a week before we make a move on Derek Carr. Where do you think he's going, and what do you think is going to happen? Me personally, I think that he's going to get cut at this point.
Okay. Do you see a scenario where he doesn't get cut by the 15th and we go all in on the trade, wait for somebody to be quarterback needy and desperate, and then try to get the best draft capital we can get for him? Or do you just think we're not going to play this game after the 15th?
I think that we're just not going to play this game. I think it's going to be just time to cut ties.
Just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think it's time to cut ties. It's time to move on. On both parties, I think the Raiders are going to do right by Derek Carr. And I think Derek Carr, part of him still wants to do right by the Raiders, even though he's a little bit salty about what's going on. But I think there's a possibility that they're kind of trying to meet in the middle with this situation. Now, Is their team desperate enough to be like, hey, yeah, we'll trade and take on that contract? The team I think that is willing to do that is the Saints.
Really? I was going to say the Jets.
The Jets too, but I think more the Saints than the Jets. The Jets are. I mean, I've been listening to some of Jets podcasts. Even they were saying like they want Derek Carr. They want him. If
they don't get him and they don't get Rodgers, what the fuck are they going to do? You can go get Jimmy G. That you might as well just keep going with Zach Wilson. He's younger. He's still got room to grow. I think that they're going to get desperate right before the DC hits free agency, because I don't think DC is going to – when he hits free agency and he can go anywhere he wants, I don't think he's going to choose a cold weather city, even if it's the best fit for him.
Right. Yeah, and I think that –
New Orleans will be the best fit, I think. You're right. I just think the Jets might be a little more desperate than New Orleans.
Here's another thing, right? Say he does get cut, then I'm also hearing a rumor. Shout out to Graf. I heard on his show that he was hearing that there was a rumor that Carr can get cut, and then he'll take a lower paying contract for maybe a year or two. I don't know how long, but a lower paying contract to go to a Super Bowl contender.
I can see him doing that. Oh,
and that
would be a nice fit.
It's a good fit. I hate to say it, but that's a good fit for DC.
I mean, who's that not a good fit for at quarterback, man? You got everything over there. You got a line. You got an all-pro receiver, an all-pro running back, the number one defense in the league. I mean, supposedly. I mean, we dropped 34 on him. I don't know if you can be the number one D in the league with us dropping 34 on your face, but with Stidham.
Yeah. Seriously. Let me see. Let me get back to these comments. Flip-flopping a first and give him whatever we get for Carr. Okay, and that is assuming we get some for Carr too.
Yeah, if we get some for Carr, we wouldn't have had that shit anyway. Send that over.
Right, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
that's what I'm all right with. So that means we need to make this shit happen like nowish, Yeah,
we need to get. Yeah, I wake up every morning like, please show me a headline saying Carr got traded, please.
Definitely, man. That's what I'm waiting to see. Shout out to Richard Hardy. He says, in my opinion, with Rodgers threatening Packers with retirement, if they don't trade him to Vegas, he will let them what compensation to take.
He will tell them what compensation to take. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I mean,
they're just gonna have to take the best offer on the table at the end of the day, no matter what it is.
And that's the crazy part. Now, do you see a possibility of the Packers being like, nah, we don't want this to happen, and then Aaron Rodgers says, okay, fine, I'm retiring?
I hope not. I think that would be super, super petty and disrespectful by the Packers.
It would be. It'd be very disrespectful. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Is it possible? Can you see that happening? I mean, there's a part of me that's still like, okay, there's like a 5% chance that he still can do that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's there. The Packers would look like such a shit franchise for doing that. there'd be so much backlash for doing that, to especially someone of the stature, of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
like, could you imagine if New England did that shit to Brady?
Man, yeah, that you would think that after years and years that they would do right by him. So
he brought him a ring. He's backed up his end of the deal with his career with them. He's given them MVP seasons, Super Bowl. I mean, they owe it to him to let him end his career where he wants.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Raiders Primos. Salute to Big Mike and Kane Town. Mis Primos. I was on his show the other day, and I put Mis Primos on there, and he was like, "Bro, I don't think that's correct." And I'm like, "Bro, I took Spanish 1, bro. I think that's correct." So yeah, hey, and I had to Google it because he had me doubting for a little bit, and I was like, "All right." So I Googled it, and then I confirmed that is grammatically correct. Mis Primos. He's addressing both of us. Anyways, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. Kane Town, I got you. Like DeJuan Jones, 6'8", 380.
Sean Johnson put me on to DeJuan Jones this weekend, man.
That's the dude with like the damn near
89.5 inch wingspan.
Yeah.
Bro.
Man, yeah, that dude.
Bro's changing the channel and opening the fridge at the same time.
Man, it's crazy. Crazy.
Like you think of like wingspans, like you think John Jones, right? 84.5. This dude has another half a foot of wingspan.
Man,
it's almost 8 feet.
That's ridiculous. He's good enough to play like basketball with that. He could be like
he's like Trent Brown with go gadget arms.
Right. Yeah, right. Man, that's true, bro. That's true. All right, shout out to the Raider Room, Rodgers, Tate, and Waller. That's going to be crazy, man.
And then you know what? I like him. I know some people don't really like him. I know Andy is not a big. I was on Andy's live, and he was kind of. I was in the chat. He was kind of shooting me down about it. I think you get Rodgers and you got Tay over here. I think Allen Lazard might be coming on his way over too.
Yeah. Oh man,
he's a free agent. And Andy was telling me he'd rather have Mac Hollins than Lazard because of what Mac Hollins can do in the special teams. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like there's a pretty big gap between how good of a receiver they are, and I feel like that overcomes the special teams. I don't know. I like Mac Hollins, but I mean, we could have both. It's not like Mac Hollins is going to be over expensive, but I would rather have Allen Lazard as my number 2.
Man, I wouldn't be mad at that at all, bro. All right, D Menace, man, you probably already gone, man. I'm super behind with the chats. Hey, I appreciate you showing support and love, man. As always, thank you for popping in, man. Appreciate it. Let me see. He says, Eli knew he had to pressure DC to have a chance to win the game. Imagine what other NFL coaches know and what they would draw up against DC in 2023. Yeah, even DC he was just one guy just rushing him. He looked like
wherever he goes, I hope they have an offensive line.
Yeah, because he's gonna fold.
If he's behind a great offensive line, you could see DC throw for 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. And not many interceptions. If you don't have an offensive line, man, you're gonna. He was 24 touchdowns, 14 picks this year, with a solid line. If you go somewhere that doesn't have at least a solid line, man, you're gonna be in for it. He's got to have a good offensive line, otherwise nothing else matters. We gave him the best running back in the league, the best receiver in the league, one of the best tight ends. Like, you give him everything, but it don't matter if he's not 100% protected because he gets so uncomfortable so quick.
Yeah,
he can't escape the pocket.
Right. Yeah, it's bad, and it's so frustrating watching him play quarterback because I mean, even in the flag football game, I was like frustrated. I'm like, oh man, come on, dude. I was rooting for the dude to succeed in this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, man, I turned it on just to watch him, to be honest with you, and like, you know, he just stunk it up for the most part. I mean, that final drive, he had the ball, he went down and scored. Like, that was cool and everything, but for the most part, he didn't look good in that thing, man.
Yeah.
And it's a flag football. It's crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to Matt Marinovich. I see Carr wanting to go to the NFC South, Saints or Bucks.
I think those would be both good spots.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even Bucks, probably even a little bit more, just with those receivers there. And I mean, they just need a running back, and they'd be good
got
to
a line.
Go. Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. If I was Carr, I would want to go to the NFC. The NFC conference is trash. He has an easier chance to make the postseason. That's true. I even said this at the beginning of the season. I was like, the NFC is to be had. There wasn't any like power teams in the NFC this year, and the Philadelphia Eagles emerged from that. I mean, just from having one good draft, one good trade in some draft picks and some acquisitions. They already had an offensive line. They went from like kind of being a middle of the road team to a Super Bowl contender overnight, basically. So, that you're absolutely right. In the NFC, it's to be had. Anybody can come up and make the Super Bowl in the NFC. There's no dominant team there. So,
you know where else would be a good dark horse team for DC? If the Seahawks don't go bring back Geno Smith, Seattle will be a great place for him.
Yeah, I can see that too. I can see him going to Seattle because you got those two receivers, like big time receivers there. You just they got a young old line, but they need probably a couple more pieces, maybe guard. But I mean, he's back with Gabe Jackson too. I'm assuming he's still there, but he kind of reunites with his old guard. He's got a good running game, young defense. Dude, that might be a good move for him. I mean, that's if he gets cut. I mean, that'll be an option for the Seahawks down the line too, and that might be somewhere he wants to go. So that is
the agency is going to be real interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Patrick Ma5 Downs, love the name, man. And thanks for pulling in on Saturday at the watch party. You stayed the whole time, bro. 3 hours.
I'm sorry I missed that, bro. I wanted to make that,
bro. Yeah, we had a good time, man. But he was there for the whole time, man. Shout out to you, Patrick Ma5 Downs. He says we should send Carr to the Saints for number 41 overall, then send 41, 39, and Waller to Houston. Then Houston gives us number 12 because they can get their guy at number 2.
So send Carr to Saints, get
number for number 41
and
overall.
then trade up to the number 12. So you have the 7th and the 12th.
Yeah, so you're pretty much getting that 41 you got from the trade for Carr and the 39 that we already have, and Waller to the Houston Texans for number 12. That doesn't sound terrible.
No,
it's a lot of moving parts.
I think it's a bad move for Houston.
For Houston, yeah. If Houston's offering that for number 12, man, I mean, but it is 2 seconds, and Waller, tight end, they can plug and play right away.
Who's throwing the Waller? I mean, guess Bryce Young. I guess, that's not a horrible deal.
That's not a horrible deal, man. I mean, both teams kind of win in that situation. Yeah, but is the Raiders? How much do they value Darren Waller at this point? That's kind of where we're at.
And then to build off that, we take the 7th and the 12 and jump up to the 3rd pick for the trade with the Cardinals, and we get CJ Stroud.
There you go, man. See, that's how your CJ Stroud situation works, bro. So Matt Marinovich says Carr to Santa Clara. So that's it's a possibility. If he gets cut, he can go to the 49ers for cheap, for like you say, for the cheap. Cheap. Shout out to chickens. The cheap. Raiders Primos, he says that'd be crazy if DC goes to the Niners. Yeah, man. I don't want to even think about it, but it is a possibility. We do have to talk about it a little bit, especially if we decide to cut him on the 15th.
From now on, when guys need to take a low paying deal to come to the Raiders, they're gonna have to come over for baby chickens.
There you go for that cheap, man. Yes, sir. Sean Johnson, he says I can't see Rodgers going into the same Tom Brady and Rodgers sharing in the same class. Yeah, that's
same
true.
Hall of Fame class.
Yeah. That is true. That's a good point. That is a good point. I mean, I didn't even think of it that way, but yeah, you're probably right. I mean, the thing is, if the Packers say, nah, they don't like the way, things are happening, like, I'm going to the Raiders, like all the things that are happening and things that are pointing to the Raiders definitely getting him. Who's to say that, the Packers front office, is like, I don't like how this is working. You can just be a pure 100% hater about it. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just saying that there are people out there that don't want to see us succeed. That's all I'm saying about it. All right, let me see. We got Richard Hardy. I think Green Bay would take something over Rodgers' retirement. I hope you're right. Because then at that point it's like where are we going? Where are we going now? And I'm assuming that the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft are going to be gone by the time we pick at 7. That's my assumption.
I just hope that they leave us over Stroud, and Stroud is the 4th.
Yeah,
and Anthony Richardson.
And Anthony Richardson is one of those guys that is he's a mid-round guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I wouldn't want to reach for him at number 7. You know,
no, I don't want to take him at 70. He was my guy. A couple weeks ago, I would have said take him at 7.
Right.
But I went and watched some more film. But kind of broke down his game. If he doesn't have a Rodgers or a Brady to play behind for a year or two, then I don't want to take him that early. I wanted him assuming Brady was coming.
And here's the thing, man. I read a report that the quarterback 5. So everybody was assuming that Hendon Hooker is that quarterback 5 behind Richardson. I'm hearing reports that Jake Haener has moved up the ladder to that number 5. This is some reports. Why is
he climbing all of a sudden?
I don't know. So I saw him in the Senior Bowl, and I wasn't impressed. Now, he made some good throws, and he stayed in the pocket. But the one touchdown pass he did throw was a duck. It was like an absolute floating duck, bro. And
And on top of that, could you imagine the Raiders disrespecting Derek Carr enough to get rid of him and then bring in another Fresno State quarterback?
Bro, I don't know how I'd be able to handle that, man. I don't know if the fan base would be able to handle that. I think we'll all be in front of Allegiant Stadium with pitchforks at that point. You know, like that.
No, I'm just after Hendon Hooker, man. There's not a lot after that point in the draft. There's not a lot of quarterbacks I'm really interested in. You might if you grab a Spencer Rattler in the 7th or Jaron Hall in the 5th or 6th, or DTR in the 5th or 6th, maybe. Yeah. But I'm not super hyped up on anybody after those initial 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're definitely right. Let me see. Let's check out Raiders Primos. What you got to say, man? He says, "I'm hoping we hear next season. Rodgers fires to the end zone, caught touchdown. Raiders Adams. That's what I need, man.
You know what? The only thing that would make that sweeter is if it was Greg Papa saying it.
Bro, I'm telling you, man.
I miss it so much.
They need to figure it out, man. They need to somebody needs to apologize. I don't know who it does, but they need to bring that man back, man. It's a damn shame he's in San Francisco now. And it's terrible. Oh yeah, and Orlando Padilla, he was in there with me for about 3 hours as well, man. Mike Cool live stream the Senior Bowl. Yeah, we had a good time, man. We talked about everything, dude. We talked wrestling, we talked food, bro. we covered every topic there was, bro. It was a good time, man. Salute to you, Orlando, man. I appreciate it.
I forgot to tell you, I called the Royal Rumble. If you don't remember,
you did, man. You did. You know, I thought they were gonna swerve us, but I was way off with that one, man. Way off. The Raider Room, he says Lazard market value is 12.5, average 3 years, 37.5 million.
I give him 10.
I'm giving him 10 too, because I don't know about 12 and a half. I mean, that is less than what we're paying Renfro, So,
and that's another thing. I think I might want to trade Renfro this offseason. His contract's not looking all that great these days.
I mean, there was also word that a package with Carr and Renfro would have to be a thing if Carr was to get traded. So
I'd do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd do it.
Yeah, I would too. I would definitely do that. Raider Room, he says I wouldn't mind bringing Nelly back for the low. Yeah, it'd have to be for the low, man. It would have to be for the cheap.
If you trade Renfro, you bring in Mecole Hardman and Alan Lazard, and you put Mecole Hardman in the slot.
Bro, we already talked about Mecole Hardman, bro. He's asking for way too much cash.
It's only 11.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's fair.
No,
but is he a number 2, though? Is he a number 2?
No. Lazard would be the number 2. Mecole Hardman would be in the slot. I'm saying if you get Renfro up out of here, then you get both of them.
Man.
That'd be a nice chunk of change to use on some receivers.
That's what I'm saying.
Those 3 all together plus Waller. Ooh.
I mean, it's ugly. It's real ugly, but man, what's uglier is that
Rodgers ain't Brady. Rodgers can still bomb a deep ball.
Yeah. You're right. Hey, we got 27 in the building, man. Like the thumbs, hit the sub, share with your folks. Big Mike Raider, and also check out Kane Town's breakdown, man. Check out his channel, man. Subscribe to him as well, man. Appreciate it.
We're gonna be getting a lot more consistent with the videos on my channel. I'm getting in the middle of getting everything set up. As you see, I don't know if anybody who's seen me before, you can tell I got a new cam. This looks way better. I got a new mic I'm gonna hook up. I'm working on a green screen, all that shit. I'm gonna get my shit looking real nice.
Yes, sir. You're looking crispy now, bro. You in 3D. You in
buddy.
High definition, bro. I love it. I love it. Raider Nation for life. Raiders. Hey, I appreciate you, James. I appreciate you for showing up and showing some love and support, man. Appreciate you. All right. Just another DJ. The O-line was solid at times, but it was very inconsistent. There was a lot of interior pressure where it made both quarterbacks look skittish. Instead of look better because he was more mobile. That
sure.
is true.
Yeah,
all that is true, man.
I also think he doesn't get as scared. Like he doesn't get as scared of the pass rushes. Carr, he was willing to get hit to make a play. Carr never ever would have took like that hit when he fired it to Adams for the touchdown. Carr would have never took that hit. Carr would have thrown that shit out of bounds or at the ground.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, bro. Absolutely right. Shout out to Serene Raider. Facts, bro. We missing Greg Papa. I'm sick letting Niners having the GOAT touchdown. Raiders haven't hit the same since. No, it hasn't, bro.
I'm just happy we don't got to hear fucking jackpot, baby.
Yeah, that old ass. I kind of liked it a little bit. Kind of grew on me towards the end of the season.
I was hoping that dude that was commentating with him on the Waterboy would show up. Shut up, Brent.
Man. Man, and then what else? Greg Papa. I've listened to him with the 49ers, and then he tries to do that Raiders, but he says San Francisco at the end, and then it's like, bro, it
just don't hit the same.
Man. Yeah, it doesn't hit the same, man. Hey, I'm way behind in the chat, guys. My apologies here. I'm gonna skip a little bit though. Sean Johnson, he says, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the New Orleans Saints are interested in Derek Carr and are set to make a move for him this week. It is uncertain what are the Raiders asking for his quarterback, but the NFC South seems to have what they are looking for in order to sign him.
Let's go.
Let's get it, man. Hey, I hope that's the case, man, because the worst case scenario is we cut him and get absolutely nothing, and they go sign with a team of his choosing, like the 49ers or Seahawks. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I know you don't want to see him in Seattle either. So, yeah. What do you think about that, man?
If he comes to Seattle, I want to see offensive line injuries. Just jokes. I don't want to see nobody get hurt, but
yeah, no, bro.
I don't want to see him do nothing special with Seattle. I will be very upset.
Yeah, yes, sir. Richard Hardy, man. He says, I think the Raiders value Waller over Renfro. Absolutely, man. I would say that too. I think Renfro doesn't fit in this system. He can't do that improving those routes that he's used to doing, the China route. He is not in this system. He can't do that.
And I was wondering what's the difference between him and Welker and Amendola and Edelman, who used to be in the system. And I think I talked to you about it, and you had a good point. Those guys are all fast.
Yeah,
Renfro's not really fast, so I think that's the difference. I think fast slot receivers work, like Mecole Hardman.
There you go.
I think I really want Mecole Hardman just to hurt the Chiefs.
Man, me too. But we tried that with Demarcus Robinson. It didn't work out, man.
He was pooping anyway.
He was a little.
He was actually not too bad. He looked all right.
He was good with Baltimore. He was good with Baltimore. I mean, you know what? We didn't give him a chance. I wouldn't say he was trash. We didn't give him a chance. Shout out to Serene Raiders. I'm with trading Renfro too, bro. He's expendable. Package him with Carr. Make sure we get something, and then and that money better well spent on defense. Absolutely, man. I'm all for building this defense, man. Bring a star on each level, starting from D tackle, linebacker, and then possible safety like Jesse Bates. That's a guy that I would like to see coming in here. So, and then what was the other safety we were talking about? Julian Love. One of those two. I would like to see them come to town and we get him for the cheap and make that happen, bro. So baby chickens. Raider Room 11 for an unproven wide receiver. I keep Renfro if that's the case. That's kind of where I'm at too about Mecole Hardman, man.
Oh, some haters. That's all I'm gonna say. No, I'm just saying you don't need 75, 80 catches out of Hardman. You need 40, but he still gets close to 1,000 yards because all his catches are 20 plus yards, and he's just a deep threat.
Yeah.
Especially if you do bring in another guy like a Lazard on the outside or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
we have no speed on our whole team. Do you guys not get that? No speed, nowhere. Who's the fastest man on the Raiders?
We don't really have speed like that. That's true. You're absolutely right. We don't have the speed like that at wide receiver. You're right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Richard Hardy. He says Rodgers can still run if he needs to. Brady and Carr can't. Rodgers can run, but I don't want to see him running at all at 40 years old. I'm sorry. I don't want to see it, man. I don't want to see it at all. Cane Town, let them know where they can find you, man. Let them know.
Find me at Cane Town Raider on YouTube. Show's called the Cane Town Breakdown, but you'll find me at Cane Town Raider. All one word.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Hey, if you guys haven't, go ahead and check it out, man. Hey, let's get this guy's numbers up as well. We're trying to make it both of our pages grow, man. We're the future of Raider Nation. We're the rookie class 2023, as you like to say, and help support us, man. Help support us, man. Patrick with 5 downs, he says we should keep our number 7 and draft our future quarterback, regardless of getting Aaron Rodgers or not. You said it, man. Keep our number 7.
I don't want to stay at 7 at all. I either want to trade up and get CJ Stroud or trade back and grab Hendon Hooker later. Because I think the only other option is Will Levis, and I'm not in there on Will. Maybe behind Rodgers, but he's not my favorite.
So here's another thing. This is kind of reminding me of what I was going to ask you next about Aaron Rodgers. So a contract, me and you kind of talked about Aaron Rodgers. This is not going to be a 1-year deal. This is not a one-time thing with Aaron Rodgers. I think we both think that he's going to be here for at least 2 years and possibly into 3.
Yeah.
If we engineer his contract in a way to where we can extend it to where he gets a 3-year deal, I think that's possible.
Yeah. So anybody who thinks Rodgers is only good for 1 more year is going to be in for a surprise this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's good for 3 years, and I think that we don't necessarily have, if we do get him, we don't necessarily have to get that quarterback of the future. If we're going to keep a quarterback for 3 years, we can wait in 2 years to get a quarterback of the future.
Wait, next year trade the farm and get Caleb Williams behind Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, we would have to trade the absolute farm.
Trade it all. Fuck them picks.
At that point, if we're in that like almost winning a Super Bowl kind of window right there,
yeah,
absolutely, I'm with you, man. Like
or Drake May. I like Drake May too.
Or Drake May, get somebody for the future. Let him sit behind Aaron Rodgers, and then we can build for the future at that point. But I don't think this year it's not a necessity that we do that, man.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Down in the comments, Serene Raider. It's Kane. I'm from Spokane, Washington, so that's Cane Town.
There you go. Yeah, I'm way behind in the chat, man. I'm trying to address everybody as quickly as I can. He says, just another DJ says, "Yo, Mike, what positions would you prioritize in free agency and in the draft?" So I've said this before, man. I want game breakers at each level of the defense. I want a defensive tackle. We kind of came together and said Daron Payne is kind of on our list. Tomlinson is second on that list. Who else did we say on that after that? The D tackle? I can't remember. I have to go back.
One more time.
The D tackles: Daron Payne, Tomlinson,
and fuck. You didn't make the big board, did you?
I didn't, bro. My bad. I'm gonna get to it, man. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it.
I'll remember and just keep going, and it'll pop in my head at some point.
And then at linebacker, we're looking at Edmonds, and we also said there's a caveat to that. If we can get Edmonds, we want to bring his brother in as well.
Yep.
If that's a possibility, kind of bring the brothers in.
The law firm and Edmonds. Yeah,
we would love to see that. If that doesn't happen, then we bring a safety, Julian Love or a Jesse Bates. So that's what I prioritize. Bring those game changers, those game stoppers on defense, and of course, you want to bring back a Rock Ya-Sin at corner, and then possibly bring another corner in, or get one in the draft so you can put Nate Hobbs back where he belongs in the slot. That's kind of where we came down to with that one. It says, what are you doing for the draft? Orlando, I'm not sure yet, man.
Was it Hargrave? Javon Hargrave?
Javon Hargrave. That's where you're going third. So, but Orlando, I'm not sure, man. I don't know what's going down for the draft yet. Still no plans, and that's kind of set in stone yet. But I would love to go to KC, man. That's the plan. I would love to do that at some point.
Hey, bro, what about Ndamukong Suh?
Oh boy. You put that stale ass picture of him next to Charles Barkley with that starter jacket on, man. I don't want to see that shit ever again, bro. He can go somewhere with that one, bro. Ndamukong Suh can, hopefully he gets his little Super Bowl this year and goes off in the sunset and make his money because he's a big financial guy.
Whatever horse has him riding off into the sunset. It's a good boy.
Yeah. You need one of them Clydesdales, like one of them
good
Budweiser commercials. Yeah. You need a couple of those, bro. Definitely, man. Serene Raider says, yeah, for real. There's not many tight ends on Waller's tier, but we can replace a Renfro for that easy decision, man. I don't think it gets any easier than that.
It's funny because if you asked me a year ago, I would have said Waller, get rid of Waller, keep Renfro.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy, right? Yeah. It's crazy how things change, and we might flip-flop again next year, man.
I think Waller kind of reminded everybody who he was toward the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely, man. I don't think it worked out between him and DC. Shout out to Sean Johnson. He says there are rumors Lamar Jackson might go to Atlanta Falcons. Well, that would suck for Carr. Yeah, because he thought he had something, and then
I can't do nothing nowhere.
Right. Yeah, he definitely wouldn't be the best quarterback in FC South if that happens, man. Too bad for him if that happens. But I would love to see Lamar Jackson with the Atlanta Falcons with that running game they have. You bring back you got Tyler Algier, the young running back there. You got Cordero Patterson. I mean, he's getting kind of old, but he's still got a lot in the tank. Drake London. He's never had that big receiver like that. So Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, it would be the perfect fit for Lamar Jackson. We were talking about it earlier with DC. Could you imagine Lamar Jackson with the 49ers?
That's ridiculous, bro. I would. That's not even fair, bro. That wouldn't even be fair.
That offense is so perfectly suited for Lamar Jackson. Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel are such perfect weapons tailored to how he plays.
Bro, if I was on Madden, if I was playing Madden, if I was a Madden player like I used to, I would make that trade. Yeah. I would somehow make that happen, bro. But instead, I would somehow get them all on the Raiders and then kind of put on their playbook. That's what I would do.
Yep,
definitely. The Raider Room, he says we do need a speedster, though. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. We definitely need.
We need speed everywhere, man. It's funny. My 9-year-old son is obsessed with running, so he always wants to know who's the fastest player on the team, and I've always been able to tell him his favorite player was Henry Ruggs. And then he always asked me who's the fastest player, and he just asked me the other day, and I was like, I don't know. Waller?
Yeah, I don't know. It could very well be Waller. I mean,
Tyler Hall? Maybe someone
it's somebody that probably don't even see the field like that. I know that. What was it like? T. Billy, he had some speed, but we let him go. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
We don't have speed anywhere.
We don't. I mean, good route runners. But
Divine Diablo is literally probably a top 5 fastest guy on our team.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that year we had Jordy Nelson at wide receiver.
Yeah,
where we had no speed, but the difference between that is we have talent. We have talent on this squad.
Yeah,
but no speed.
Now we just need to add a little bit of speed. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Paris Campbell too. He's a speedster and who's a free agent this year.
That would be nice too. Sneaky pick right there for sure. Richard Hardy says Rich Gannon ran and was moving at that age, or maybe mobile. I don't know. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns. Yeah, as long as he does it safely, as long as he's not doing it excessively, I guess I'm all right with that.
Rich Gannon running ended his career.
That
you remember that head on with Derek Brooks?
Yeah,
compressed his. It was nasty to watch.
Yeah, I never. That's what I'm saying. And by the time the season starts, Aaron Rodgers is going to be 40. I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers running the ball unless there's nobody there.
If that would have happened now, Derek Brooks would have been out of the fucking league.
Absolutely, man. Different times these days. Definitely different times, man. We see K-Town Raider.
No, they found me. We're good.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. Let's move way down here, man. AR, man, salute to you, bro. I was on his show on Sunday morning. We were talking some Raiders moments and stuff, and kind of going down memory lane. He shared some pictures and stuff, so that was cool. It was a good show. If you haven't checked out his show on Sunday, go ahead and check it out, bro. It was a good show. Shout out to you, AR. Thanks for pulling in, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And he also says
salute to you,
bro.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, he's out in Australia, ain't he?
Yep, from Australia, man.
Shout out. Bet he's rooting for Volkanovski this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. DJ Turner's the fastest on the team. So there you go.
Is he though? Go look at his 40 time. It's not that great. It's like 4.5-ish.
I don't know, man. All right, man. So we're almost about an hour into this thing. We're gonna wrap it up, man. Let me get to one more of these. One more of the comments. It says the last 3 seasons, Adams and Rodgers played with each other. Rodgers threw 111 touchdowns, only 13. Oh my God, that's 111 to 13 interceptions in there.
13 interceptions in 3 seasons is fucking nuts,
bro. I don't think anybody's gonna replicate those numbers ever again in history. Maybe it's hard to say ever, right?
Yeah. Didn't he throw 4 picks in 1 year, or 2, or some weird shit like that?
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is on a different level. I
don't know how that dude doesn't have more rings, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, it's crazy, and I think that's part of the pack of the front office is they're not doing their due diligence behind him, and I don't blame him.
They never go out and splurge on anything. They don't go spend big money on nobody.
Yep,
he's about the only big money guy they've ever really paid like that.
Yep. So they're going to be in trouble once he's gone, man. I mean, they still have a decent defense, but
unless Jordan Love just comes and balls out, and I don't see it.
I don't see it either, man. I don't see it either. Patrick McFive downs. We can move up. Okay, so whenever he drops a haymaker, I got to really sit down and break this down because he drops the haymaker. So it says we could move up, get Houston number 2, and the Jets get Aaron Rodgers. Give Houston Carr number 50, Green Bay's number 15, and the Jets number 13. Green Bay gets our number 7, 2024 first round from the Jets, 2024 second round from us. Bro, my brain is fried, bro. I don't know about you.
I don't want the Jets to get A-Rod. The fuck?
At the end of the day, yeah. I mean, but we get that number 2 pick. So at that point, we're playing.
You got CJ Stroud.
Bryce Young at that point.
I don't want Bryce Young.
I don't want Bryce Young either. But
can you imagine him getting hit by Ndamukong Suh?
He would be folded like a lawn chair, bro. It'd be a wrap for him.
A literal pancake, not a blocking pancake, a pancake.
Yeah.
IHOP.
For real. The number 2 right there. I mean, dude, I want A-Rod. I want A-Rod here, man. I don't know about it. It would be good if I knew that if we were getting a for sure generational talent at quarterback, then I'd be 100% down with that kind of move.
Yeah.
These quarterbacks is kind of iffy whether or not we're getting a generational talent in this draft at all at quarterback. So
yeah, Afakasi's all in on the Raiders, even in Australia. He ain't even voting for Australian fighters.
There you go, man. I respect it, man. I respect it. There you go. Let me see what he said. What'd he say? Oh man, I respect it, man. Hey, I always tell people my favorite football team is the Raiders. My favorite basketball team is the Raiders. My favorite baseball team is the Raiders. So, that I can respect that, man. I can definitely respect it. Yeah, only one nation out here, man. That's how we do it. Canetown, thanks for showing up, man. Thanks for popping in, man. Another good show, another haymaker. Final thoughts. You got anything you want to share? Anything, any bold takes, anything you got going on? Let them know. Let us know.
We're about to get a little more consistent with the lives and the videos and all that. I'm gonna get these out a little more. If you've been on my channel, I've been kind of on a little hiatus as of late. That's gonna come to an end here real soon.
Yes, sir.
As soon as anything happens with Aaron Rodgers or whatever, and me and Big Mike could be right here or on my channel, one or the other. We'll be giving you guys all the breaking news, all the details. You're right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, me and Canetown, man, this is a 1-2 punch. We're going to be doing a lot more of this. So, hey, get used to us, man. Get used to the faces. And while you're here, make sure you like them thumbs. Hit the sub. Share with your folks. Big Mike Raider. We got 19 in the building. All 19 of you, go hit that thumbs up, man. I appreciate you guys for showing up. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Be safe. Salute. And catch you on the next one.